So are we shifting to a point at which this pandemic can no longer be defeated and we need to sort of live with it and figure out how to get it under control? Is that where the White House is now?
Well, first let me say on your first question, so the president right now is meeting with members of his COVID team to talk about a range of steps, including his plan. He'll announce tomorrow 6 steps to stop the spread of Delta and increase vaccinations. And to kind of get to your second question, and then I'll go through some of the preview, we want to be specific about what we're trying to accomplish in this moment and what these 6 steps will do. We know that increasing vaccinations will stop the spread of the pandemic, will get the pandemic under control, will return people to normal life. That's what our objective is. So we want to be specific about what we're trying to achieve. But I would just note that what you're going to hear from the president tomorrow is going to build on some of the steps that the president announced over the course of the last few months. We've been at war with the virus for a long time, several months, more than a year and a half. We have been we've been at war with the Delta variant over the course of the last couple of months. And just to remind you of some of the steps that we've announced new government mandates on DOD, our military forces, NIH, the VA, the Veterans Affairs, Department of Veterans Affairs, folks who are serving on the front lines on the health roles in that department. We've also incentivized additional mandates, whether it is in healthcare facilities, nursing homes, and others. And we've also lifted up and incentivized private sector mandates because we've seen that they have been effective. We've also deployed over 700 surge response teams across the country and work closely, again, with the private sector to institute more requirements on vaccinations. And we've seen some impact from those steps. Tens of millions of Americans are now covered by vaccination requirements. 14 million Americans got their first shot in August, which was an increase from what we'd seen in the months prior, 4 million more than in July, and the increase in vaccinations has been a consistent trend. But he's going to lay out these 6 steps tomorrow because we have more work to do, and we are still at war with the virus and with the Delta variant. So we're going to build on that work. And he's speaking to it now because this issue, of course, is on front of mind, top of mind to Americans across the country. People are returning to schools. Workplaces are either reopening, some brick and mortar, or some people are just returning to work after spending some time with family or loved ones over the summer. So he's going to outline the next phase in the fight and against the virus and what that looks like, including measures to work with the public and private sector, building on the steps that we've already announced, the steps we've taken over the last few months, requiring more vaccinations, boosting important testing measures, and more, making it safer for kids to go to school, all at a time when the American people are listening. Again, this will be 6 steps that we'll work to be implementing over the months ahead.